I told you, Javan, it's about Anchor by Spotify. It's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has the that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
We're back again. This is episode 19. This is the Truth of Wisdom podcast. This is we're gonna go with the title Overcoming Stress. That's a big topic that we've obviously never discussed before and that we need to get out the way. So I will say firsthand, everybody stresses, everybody's human, nobody's perfect. It's about what you do when you're in stressful situations. For example, you have a job interview. Some people do well. Some people, answer questions right away. Some people are nervous. The best thing you can do in every situation about being stressed is just be yourself. That's of course, my opinion. Just being yourself firsthand. And stress is a big factor. Stress is actually a silent killer. Those of you who didn't know, pretty sure a lot of people know, but stress can, you can have thoughts in your mind, you can let them go, but they can be in the back of your mind, even though you're not thinking about them. So there's different ways of getting stressed, and we're going to talk about a few things. But Yeti, I'm gonna let you go ahead and do a little sample of how you feel about it.
Man, when I think of stress, I think of me just being in school, and I struggled with, algebra 1, geometry, and I just remember just having late nights.
I can
Late
attest
nights,
to geometry. Woo!
right. I had so many late nights, man, just trying to get the math homework done, and it was just so stressful. I'm like, in school, I was like the worst, in my mind, the worst test taker. I could study, right? But when it just came down to like, okay, the teacher's like, all right, put everything away from your table, get your pens and pencils out and erasers, whatever you need. I was like, oh, it's on, and then my mind would draw a blank. It's almost like that one SpongeBob episode where he goes, where he's like going through his files in his brain. He's trying to like, okay, what's the answer? What's the answer? You just draw a blank. But
Right.
man, just in school in general, that's just stress. Whether it's middle school, high school, someone's in college, this can be a very stressful time, and that's just something that we have to deal with and find ways because everyone's different. We have to find ways that can help us to overcome that stress.
Agreed.
Javon.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a good point. You made some good points, man. You know, what I thought about was when it comes to stress, what triggers stress too is expectations. What's expected of you. So of course, it's like your first impression. You don't want to just come in, just some type of way, kind of thinking like, oh man, there's so many thoughts that comes into mind. Especially like when you're pressured. When you're pressured, bro, I can, for example, bro, like I've been pressured where I've had to make decisions like now, bro. There's no
Right.
I have time to think about this. And then what do? Sometimes you know how they say follow your heart, and a lot of people second guess, and you're always going to second guess sometimes, but you always got to follow your heart. You got to follow what's right and what's good. But there's different stress relievers, and I'm going to talk about it. You can some people like just sitting down, listening to music or reading a book or going out to the gym, working out, going on a walk. I don't know if you live by mountains, climb a mountain if you want to. Whatever, you have to find. Each person obviously is not the same, so you guys have to find out what person you are, what best suits you to relieve your stress. And another thing I would say is what's bad for stress and overcoming stress is that never hold your stress inside.
Right.
Like I said earlier, stress is a silent killer. So I don't care if you gotta, find somebody to talk to, to get your stress out or whatever you have to do. Don't hold your stress inside because it's gonna affect you, as far as your health, as far as how you feel, your inner feelings. Uh, so yeah, just overcoming stress is that's a tough topic. So um, I think I said previously in the old episode I mentioned about drinking. Some people go to drinking. They but always remember that your problem is going to be there the next day. So that is a
Exactly.
temporary fix.
That's a
So,
big problem right now in today's society. Is people, as they say, drinking your problems away. You're not really doing that. As Javan said, your problems will still be there, regardless of how many drinks you have.
yep, they're always going to be there. But just remember, those factors. Just find out what suits you, because, like I said, everybody's different. Or nobody's the same. We're all different characters. You know, not speaking about cartoons, but yeah. But yeah, man, that's pretty much that's a long topic because it could go either way. Like we could even talk about this, and somebody could be even stressing out, like, oh man, we could trigger somebody's memory, and they're like, well, I wasn't thinking about something, but now I'm thinking about it. But
Right.
it's about how you handle it at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You
You know,
know,
I, I think I've said this in past episodes, but for those who haven't listened, me at night, what I do to help me like go to sleep is I actually put on rain sounds, and I
right,
like the sound of rain.
right.
And when I hear the sound of rain, my body knows that, hey, it's time to go to sleep. I mean, for others out there, I don't know what that is. Maybe you have to read a book, or maybe you just have to put on something on, the TV, Netflix, Disney, whatever you have, and or watch a video, listen to music,
I'm
and
gonna,
I think that
gonna
could
throw
help you.
something, not to cut you off, but I'm gonna throw something out there that actually helps me. So I don't know if you guys know about meditation, but some people meditate. Some people, like for me, for example, I'll throw on some meditation music, bro, and literally, bro, sometimes I wake up and I feel really good. I feel better, you know, because it's like a peaceful tone. It's none of this, different uh, wildness, craziness stuff going on. It's just more of a silent, peaceful, situation, and you wake up, feeling refreshed, and like you said, So yeah,
And it's something different for everybody. What may work for me is not going to work for you. So, I challenge someone, go experiment, see what works for you. Is it music? Is it books? Find out for
right,
yourself, and maybe that's the change that you need to do right now. People are always stressed. We live in a society, and I say this all the time, that it's a now society, a give me society.
right,
We want everything now. You
exactly.
know, and that's a problem that we have to overcome.
Yeah, in order to maintain your stress too as well is, man, I remember growing up from back then till now, bro, as a full-fledged adult, I don't remember the world even being like this, not even half of this. So there's a lot more stress now than there was back then, bro, when the parents and grandparents were growing up, because now there's so much. I mean, you look at what's going on around us, everything is going up in prices. So that gives you more stress. Just anything, a cost of living, and it costs just as more or just as enough as equal to a house to live in an apartment nowadays, man. That's stressful enough.
Right.
So we can imagine, and then, when you try to go and get a house, sometimes it's not that easy because they have all these expectations and qualifications for you before you can even enter a house, So we can understand, and, us through our experiences, through the job field, through family, through friends, through whatever stresses you out, you just have to take one day at a time. And always remember this: control, don't worry about. Because a lot
Right.
of people, they try to over control stuff, and not everybody could be a superhero, bro. Like, you can't do it all by yourself. So always remember, if you need help or whatever, reach out to somebody. Don't just be alone and stressed out and say, okay, what am I gonna do? Or always remember that I always tell myself too is like, as long as I tried everything I can, I mean, know about it or whatever situation it is or occurs. So
Exactly.
yeah, just learn to. I know it's easy to say, but keep that as a habit to start taking one day at a time, every moment at a time, and try to lessen your stress, and then you'll feel better about yourself. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it on that one, man.
You
Like I
know,
said,
there's a whole bunch of things that that we even said in the podcast that can help you with stress, and I'm sure there's a whole bunch of things that you can even go on Google, on the internet, that you can find, whether it's on YouTube videos that can help you. But I think the most important thing is find that friend or that special somebody who you can vent out to, who you can talk to, or find someone that can give you advice.
right?
And that sometimes you just need a friend, you know, to talk
Yeah.
to.
Also, too, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read this quote. Like I said, we're not scientists, we're not doctors. We just go off of knowledge of what we think, and we try to help others. So, I have this little quote that I'm going to say to the audience: "The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another." What do you think about that?
Wow, that's pretty heavy. Because in life, life is about choices, the choices that we make, and in our minds, we always have thoughts. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I wake up today to go to work? Should I take the day off? Life is about choices, and most importantly, you got to put positive thoughts. You got to have positive thinking in your mind.
And you know what I left out that I just remembered, and I just forgot about this is, believe it or not, your lifestyle affects your behavior as far as stress. Believe it or not, if you don't get enough sleep, if you don't eat healthy, if you don't exercise, so whatever you do and how you treat your body as well affects stress because imagine you're putting bad stuff into your body. Imagine you're only getting 2-3 hours of sleep. Imagine you're not working out. So you got all these things going on. And guess what? If something happens, a stressful situation, it makes it harder to deal with it, you know?
Exactly. And you have to find what works for you. We can tell you these things. You can take our advice. You can read the best book out there on overcoming stress or how to deal with life situations. But at the end of the day, it's going to be up to you to find out how you can improve your life, how you can overcome stress, whether it's at work, coming home to your family, trying a new business avenue, investing, saving money. It's all up to you. You have to find the tools and what works best for you.
Well, guys, that's pretty much it. That's all we have to say today. But our next episode is going to be a very big one. It's going to be episode 20. So we're took us a couple years, but we're plugging along here. We're trying to go far. Our main goal this year is to reach 100 episodes.
Man,
So
that'd be
it's
awesome.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm speaking it into existence. So all right, man.
One
We
one
appreciate
episode
you.
at a time.
Yep. I always appreciate you guys. Like, comment, share. So that's about it, guys. And yeah.
Hope you enjoyed the episode overcoming stress, and we hope that you can just take some things home to your heart, and maybe find the tools that you need to overcome whatever you have going in your life right now. We'll
And
see.
also, don't be afraid to share your stories. If you guys want to share your stories, and you guys, you know, want to like, comment, and you know. So yeah.
All right, guys. See you guys on the next episode.